Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to share how I've been using my Hobonichi Weeks and my Plotter mini 6 or pocket size in the year of 2023. So this is the mega sneaker from 2023. I'm going to start by flipping through this one. I had been using the mega sneaker for a couple of years, and it was actually working pretty well. Here I had like an idea of what I wanted to do for my setup for the next year. I will basically be going through the pages and saying what's going to stay and what I'm going to change, or what I have already changed in like the regular Hobonichi Weeks. So in this page I was basically not tracking, but like marking down school holidays for my son. And then because sometimes I have weekend shifts, I get a day off for every day I work on weekends. So I was tracking how many weekend shifts I have, which ones they were. Like this, when I wanted to get that day off, I could see how many of them I have used. I got an idea from one of our viewers here to use the other calendars. So I was saying, I think in one of my videos, that I didn't know how I would use like the past year. And then I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the person, but basically they commented and they said that I could use the past year to mark those type of informations, like when I went last, let's say to the dentist, to a family doctor, or whatever healthcare provider that is important or relevant to me. And I decided that I would do just that. I'm going to mark when, not just me, but my husband and my son, when it was the last visit to the dentist, because normally we already schedule the next one because they're pretty busy. But let's say we forget, like this, we have an idea when it was last. I'm also gonna put optometrist, especially for my son and I. And it's normally we go once a year, but I will put it so that we know, and things like that. I think this will be like, when did I last visit so-and-so doctor in here. For the future, if we have plans or if we plan on taking vacations, or we might continue this calendar of school in here. So this is what's gonna happen in this page. This page I've been using for years to track my mood, and I included some other things like exercise, my cycle, and when I was sick. Also, you will see names written down here. Those are birthdays, but to be honest, I don't look into this page every day or every other day to check the birthday, so I kind of missed some. Sorry. So I think I don't need to put the birthdays because it didn't work as well as I wanted to. I'm also not gonna do a mood tracker anymore. I already got a feeling of what happened with my mood over the seasons of the year. And actually what's gonna be important for me next year will be more to track more of my activity. So my focus will be to track more of what I'm doing. So I'm gonna have again the dots to do like a color code for activities. I'll track when I just did a walk, when I ran, when I did yoga. If I add another activity, I'll just add another color and go from there. And I like after each month to kind of tally the points, or see what happened. But yeah, I really like this calendax or year a glance type of thing to get information of something that is long term. It was very good to track my mood. I think it gave me a lot of information, and it was important. Now it's still important, but it's just that I don't need to track anymore. And I really want to focus on getting more active. So we get into the months, and I absolutely love all the monthlies that I've been using. But recently I changed how I use it drastically. Not because I don't like that, I love that, but it's just because I'm doing a lot more of work stuff in here. So you will see it kind of went really down on the decoration, but I really like it. So maybe in my Hobonichi Weeks that I use as a journal that I will flip through as well, I could do more of using more of stickers, and maybe put like little highlights or memories of the day. Like this, when I have time, I can jump into the weeks and write a little more. So I'll see how this is gonna go. But basically, this is how I was using. I had like a kind of a tracker of what was important for each month. There were things that kept on being important every month of the year. Others I changed a little. It could be like a reminder to take some vitamins, or to walk a bit more, drink more water. I really changed accordingly. You know, like I think it's flexible for you to do whatever is important. But one thing that I want to change is to move this to this like bottom space. I think before I move it back to I started doing here, and then I move it back to this left corner because I wanted to use this space here to put like the important things of the month, which is important. But the way that I'm using now, so let me show you now. It got a lot different on a sense that it's very naked. I'd say there's not a lot of stickers at all, but it's just because I really just wanted to get organized for the month in the lab, especially when there was so much going on. And I saw someone doing that, like because you have each line per week, that I could put the focus of the week here. So there are things that I want to finish on that week, then I can just write here, and they are all like work related. So I really want the space to do that because it helped a lot. And the nice thing about next year, let's check the calendar, is that a lot of the years are 5 week months. A lot of the months, sorry. So there is only one, which is December, that has 6 weeks. All the others have 5. So there will be not like an extra, you know, block of days here eating up your space to do your tracker here. It will be only December, but maybe by December I'll be moving to a new one, who knows. But it's just 2 days. So even if you do your tracker here, I think you will have, if you write what it is in here, skip the days and put the rest of the trackers, I think you go up to 30th, like you don't go to 31st, but normally 31st is a very lazy day. So yeah, so this is one of the changes that I will do, will be to leave this sidebar here on the left free to put the focus of the week, and then move down the tracker in here. So this is one of the changes. And also, as you can see, in terms, well, in August, I exaggerated a lot on the decorations because I was on vacations, like compared to other months in here. I was on vacations and I wanted to use stickers to kind of show what I was doing. So yeah, it was a typical monthly, but I love it. I was back home. I was in Brazil visiting my family. It was awesome. So I liked it. And then I went back to using a couple of them, you know. Yeah, I love this too. I like it. From time to time, I would add some sticky notes, just like reminders. And then I think in October, I think it was when I moved out from here. Yeah, so you see like November, I stopped using it because it was getting a bit uncomfortable to write in it. So let me flip through the pages here. The way that I use is the same way that I've been using. I just put whatever is day specific on the left, and then I run into the list on the right. And I use a couple of stickers because I think it's nice to make it pretty. I don't think I use as much stickers as I used to on the weekly pages, but I use a lot on my notes pages, and that's why towards the end of the year, it was getting a little annoying to write on the back. And for that reason, I moved out of my sneaker. That was only that. It was not that comfortable anymore to write in it. Also, like those stickers here, it was getting like bumpy in here. But I enjoy using them. So, you know, you have to find the balance of doing the decoration you like because you think it looks nice, you know, makes you want to use it makes you open your planner more, or highlight an information that you want, which is, you know, all important, I guess, when you use a paper tool. But then you also have to, and I mean, it has to keep in a way that you can write on it. And yeah, you see, like, I stopped using it here, like, end of October. It was, like, before Halloween. Because I was, like, swatching all the washi tapes that I was buying. And it became just too bumpy. But let me go through the notes pages to show you what I was doing. So because there is this scare of running out of notes pages, I number with the pencil how many pages I could use per month, let's say. I put them here, and then as the months pass by, you see I stop in October, I write in what page the month is starting. So I can get this feeling of I have enough pages, because I don't write as much in there. I mean, I use it, but I don't do like everyday daily logs like a lot of people do, rapid logging. I don't do that. I just do to-dos and notes, but I don't keep a log of things that I do every day, so I would have enough space. But if you do that, then for sure you could run out. Who knows? Depending on the size of your handwriting and how much you write on, I could totally see like those pages not being enough for an entire year. But yeah, but I was just using to put some to-dos, journaling, notes, whatever, like testing out pen, testing out washi tapes and all that. And it got a little bumpier, but I kind of liked to concentrate all the information and whatever I deemed important at that time in this like block of notes pages. Yeah, so you can see here more or less what I was doing. There were like tons of sticky notes and things like that. It was just like kind of a extended notebook out of the planner, but over time it got a bit too much. So that's why I decided to move out all these notes and place them on a notebook. Like, they don't need to leave here because they're bulking up my planner. And I'm not coming back to, you see, like all the washi tapes, I'm not coming back to it. And yeah, I mean, it was fun to use it, but now I feel like I want to do it differently. Here you see, when I started writing like this, is because it was annoying to write on this page because we were getting like super thick on the side, and this is what was happening in some of the weeks here. It was getting annoying to write on the left side, and the left side is when you have the weeks. So I was like, all right, maybe it's time for me to move out of this. It's been loved and used and I really enjoy it, but I'm feeling like I want to put all this journaling and all this brain dump, I feel like a lot of my thought process that I'm putting on paper, into a separate book, because I'm sensing that I need to write stuff out, but it's getting a bit too much for this planner to hold, and it's getting uncomfortable. So that's why I move out of it. And what I actually did is that all of those random notes are on a notebook. It's in my new Bujo planner cover. Look how gorgeous this leather is. And I'm not gonna show the pages because there is a bit too much, but it's essentially a Planner Monkey Co. Freely Noted, which is the new Tomoriva paper. The grid is a bit bigger than the Hobonichi Weeks grid, but that's fine. You see, this is pretty cream paper, this is white. And this is where all my thoughts and notes are going. But also, I have something else that I've been using to put notes on every day, which is this guy, actually. So I mentioned in the last video that I had this one here just like sitting around, not being used, poor Hobonichi, because it was supposed to be a Japanese diary, but then I had no Japanese classes this year and it was just sitting available, and I decided to just take it and start writing on the pages. Should be just whatever, you know, like notebook. So this is what I was doing. Actually, I just started writing whatever I need. And yeah, sorry, it's not pretty. It's actually very ugly sometimes. So because I was only using this from October, I had all these pages here just to write whatever. And this was at work, so I didn't have my collection of stickers and washi tapes and so on, but I actually enjoy having all these pages with my favorite paper to do, just to do all the writing that I wanted to. But yeah, so let's talk about what's changing in terms of the layout. So I started using, as I always do, with day specific things in here and notes. But because it was getting so like busy at work, I was not running around and crazy. It's like I had to write stuff. I was finishing publications, writing manuscripts and reports, and basically it takes a lot of your like mental capacity. Like it takes a lot on your brain, that is like, although it could look on a list as like one task, but it's a task that takes forever. And I couldn't really schedule multiple things to do on a day that I'm writing because I'm not available. So I was putting my tasks in here and notes in here. It were more notes about work and reminders than other things, and I actually really liked it. So here again, just whatever I had to do on that day and reminders. And then the next week I had a lot of meetings, appointments, and things like that. But sometimes there were 3 per day or more, that if I would use 3 lines for my appointments and then plus my to-dos, I wouldn't have enough space. So I said, okay, this is a nice week for me to try dividing this page thing, but I didn't like put the line, because if I put the line, I don't like it. Like somehow it's like, alert, you're changing the layout, don't do that, you're not gonna love it. So I just ignored. And you have let me get maybe empty week, oops, because you're almost over. You have like this little dot here to mark this first quadrant, because it's divided in 3, so like the quarter of a quarter, what I'm saying, a third of this thing. And so I said, okay, this would be enough for me just to write, not this way, just to write the meeting or appointment, whatever it is, and then I will have space for the to-dos. This is what I did. And I don't know if you realize, but I'm having some highlight action going on. It was basically days that I had something related to my son, so I just had to pay attention. Although I might have to use a brighter color, but then again, I have a color issue. I don't like every color, so it's either blue or maybe yellow, but then yellow feels like you're screaming. Yellow, red have this effect on me. Oh, I'll see what I'm gonna do with the color thing. But back to the layout, I liked it. I felt like for weeks where I have a lot of appointments, or at least a lot, I would say 2 or more, plus the to-dos, I think it would be best to divide it. This week I tried to divide it still, but it didn't make sense when I look at it right now, because I only had one and I had space, so it kind of looks a little like, meh, why did you do that? Okay, lesson learned. So when I have 2 appointments, and normally those things are scheduled in advance, like I don't have like surprise meetings or anything like that, so I know by the beginning of the week what's gonna happen. I could divide it and I'll be fine with it. I'll survive to slightly modify the layout, but not really, because I'm not putting the line. And when I don't have, I can go back to my usual of just using the full thing, because I like to writing full sentences. I don't like this thing of putting like acronyms after. I'm like, what does it mean? Like, what am I talking about? I like to write the full thing or give as much information as I can. So yeah, and then notes. So I really like it, and I actually like how tiny this is. And this came from me using this planner as my journal, because it's the regular one. And I think I always have the journal, I say always, but it means I think past year or 2 years ago that I started to use one for journaling. But it is just so nice, and I really like it. So let's do a quick flip, because this video is too long. So we have here at the Calendax, I basically use the color that I use in each day for my journaling. It's either the day that I journal in here, or the day that I used to journal in my Traveler's Company vertical weekly. I'm not gonna use it for next year, but this is what the colors mean. Yeah, I really liked it. So what I could learn from it is that I stick to the same colors over and over. I just change the shades. So here, only January, because I felt like I was still in a kind of a Christmas vibe, I had a red, and that was about it. All the other months, I had blues, greens, purple, and brown. Maybe some pinks, but the pinks look like light purples, and that's all I did. So I would try to be a bit more adventurous with my colors, but already it's not all blue, so I feel like victory. But yeah, Mari, she said, you should do a rainbow. I really want to do a rainbow. Maybe I will wait like towards the summer, which is when I feel more like bright colors, to do a rainbow. And but I cannot do a rainbow on a year at a glance. I don't think I will survive that. But yeah, so I started actually using this, so that's why December is here. But after, when this turned into my journal, the monthlies kind of got like unused. I did this just to see my Ferris wheel press inks, and then I don't think I use it again. Maybe I tried a bit of highlight. So I want to use a bit more the monthly, so maybe I could do a highlight per day like this. If I'm not journaling every day, I can catch up. This is how Doodles from Mari from Doodles from Mari uses her monthly, and I really love how she journals on her Hobonichi Weeks. Like, it looks pretty cute. So yeah, and then when it comes to the weeklies, this is how I've been using it. I was before like just doing some pen tests and writing about the inks and pens. It was really like focused on my experience with my inks and my pens, but then as you could see, I am not very adventurous when it comes to nor inks or pens. Like, can you see them here? Yeah, so those are my sailors here. I have a couple of Twsbis. I have Lummies, but I'm not even using my Lummies anymore. Since I got my Twsbis, I kind of became really like in love with them because their ink capacity is so much bigger. And I use my Twsbis in needlepoint, which is like very thin, but it matches the size of my handwriting, which is very small. So once I figure out what I liked, I wasn't really like adventuring myself and trying others. I still feel like I am a beginner at fountain pens, which is fine. I still have a lot of fun with them. But yeah, so after a moment, I think it was here in May that I started to journal more. So it wasn't so much about doing a lot of pen tests because there were not that many new things coming up. It was really like using the pens and the inks to journal because I really like this layout. So this is what I started doing. And then I would use a bit more stickers and washi tapes and all that. And I don't know, it evolved from there and it got a lot more creative. But now I come here every morning if I can, if I wake up a bit before it's time to go. And I sit down, I just write about my day and I stick whatever I have that is meaningful for that week. And it's just been so nice and like, it's so much fun, really. I'm really loving that. And I'll keep doing that next year. So basically this is how I'm using it. This is this week. So yeah, so this is the journal, and then I'll still be using that next year. And the last thing I have here is the plotter. What I have here in the plotter is very simple. I have the monthlies. The monthlies are from Plotter. And it's just like, yeah, appointments and things like that that I might want to see. So yeah, so those are the monthlies. I just put some cute washi tapes and I go. And then here are the weeklies. So the monthlies are from Plotter. The weeklies are from Filofax. And this is from Filofax, like their minimal line. It's a horizontal weekly. I really like it. And then here in the bottom, there is this little calendar that I use as a tracker. I got this idea from Jackie at quoththecrow, and I love it. It's like genius. I just write whatever it is, and I mark down, like, obviously I ignore what the week is, but it works for the days of the week. And Jackie also uses it for a mood tracker, I think. And it's just like, I don't know why I wasn't doing this before. It's so nice. So yeah, this is what I have. And then I have here some grid pages, also from Filofax. This paper is really good. It's thin, so you can fit a lot. So here I have all the 12 monthlies plus 3 months worth of weeklies and a couple of notes pages. Here, this pen that I'm using has Muji 0.38. I really like how these papers work together with Muji pen. I just put in here in a Uniball body because I feel like it's pretty and it fits nicely here in the pen loop. So yeah, this is what I had in a plotter. There you go. And then I got questions about how to keep the pages, if you keep the pages or not. So there is this binder. Actually, this one is from Filofax, but there are many brands that have binders. You can get it from Plotter too. You can get it from Frankly Covey. You can get it from Knox, which is a Japanese. But basically, this is what you get. You get this and you just put them in. And I have here the last year that I also used the exact same thing in my plotter. And it's all of them here. And then once 2023 is done, I'm going just to place them here. And I feel like it's gonna fit still a couple of years on this page, right? There is a lot of space. So yeah, I will come back in a couple weeks, maybe middle of December, end of December, to share how the setup is going. And, you know, this is the final goodbye to some of them. But I really love those. I'm going to complete this until end of December. This one is just time to go, and I'm going to move into the other one. This one I still have the inserts for December. So these two I'm only changing in January. But very long video today. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll come back middle or end of December to show the setups, how I'm using, and give you some more of my thoughts on the planners. And let me know if you're using the Hobonichi Weeks, or if you're using a plotter, if you're using anything else. I love to chat and hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.